Hi everyone! In the last two episodes, we've shown you what Lahore is like, and today we are going to take you to Islamabad, the capital city of Pakistan. We thought of taking a public transport from Lahore to Islamabad, but because of our time constraints, we decided against it. So we asked our tour guide Adil, that you have met in the last two episodes, to organize a private transfer for us that would take us straight to our hotel in Islamabad.
Hello everyone, now we're journey to Islamabad and
We're going to start our biking from there. So we're just on the motorway right now, which is quite different experience to what we experienced in Lahore, where the traffic was mad. We are just cruising away. We'll be in Islamabad in another 4 hours, and there we go. Rent the bike. So it was difficult to record inside the car because of the noise, but as you probably heard, we decided to rent our bikes once we got to Islamabad. We were happy that we hired a private driver, to be honest, because that way we were able to rest inside the car as well as stop on the way as needed. We didn't expect that the road from Lahore to Islamabad is in such a great condition. That was a surprise for us because that was probably the best road we've seen so far in Pakistan. So we made a couple of stops just to break up our journey, and we were not only surprised with the quality of the roads, but also with the quality of the stopovers and the facilities at the petrol stations. So there was a choice of Western food and Pakistani food, fantastic clean toilet facilities. There was nothing you could complain about. Totally different than what we experienced in Lahore so far. We opted for a Pakistani restaurant, that was our preference, but to be honest, we had to rely on our driver to order the food for us because the menu unfortunately wasn't available in the English language. So that was a bit of a difficulty that people might face, but the food was amazing, so we're glad we stopped and ate in that place. We then continued on our journey, and it wasn't long before we could see the outline of the mountains, so we knew we were getting close to Islamabad. Islamabad was made capital of Pakistan in 1960 and currently has a population of approximately 2 million people. It was conceptualized as a symbol of unity in an ethnically and geographically divided country. It is a city like I've never seen before. It was designed by a Greek architect and divided into sectors and subsectors. The idea is quite strange because all sectors are quite different from each other, and the city doesn't really have any city center. We finally arrived at the hotel and wanted to relax before the rental company was going to drop off our bags. We only had one full day in Islamabad, so we wanted to make the most out of it. We took the bikes for a little ride first before we started exploring the most touristy attractions of Islamabad. But that was experience in itself because, like I said, the city is divided into sectors. All are quite different, so it's worth visiting different parts of the city. So we started with a trip to Damanakor, a park that is known for spectacular views of Islamabad. The park is located up on the hill, and it's a lovely place to experience some nature, have a lovely walk, take your family out there, have a picnic, wherever the case might be. This is a spectacular place especially I think on the evening time, just before the sunset. There is plenty of little alleys and roads. We didn't have the time to take a walk around the whole park because we wanted to move on to other places, but by all means you can easily spend all afternoon there. Apart from the views, the place is also known for the presence of monkeys. So the monkeys are everywhere in the park, some of them friendly, some of them not so friendly. So you have to be quite aware of that. But we only had a good experience. We did, however, see some people that are running away from them. So I guess it depends on what type of a monkey you're going to meet. We brought some apples with us, and as you can tell, the monkeys really loved it. We sliced it into the pieces, and the only regret that we had was that we didn't bring more with us. But we were traveling on the bike, so it was only possible to bring so much. And we did feel a little bit sad about the amount of rubbish that's in the park, and also about people feeding the monkeys with the food that is totally inappropriate for them. So that's a little bit sad that people just don't have the general knowledge and they'll be feeding monkeys with the stuff that's not good for them. But it was the overall amazing experience for two of us to be able to be approached by them, so close. So if you feel brave enough, by all means try it. Bring some apples with you and share it with a monkey. The scenery from a viewpoint was spectacular. On the far right hand side you could see a Faisal Mosque, and then right in front of you you'll be overlooking Islamabad. You are on the hills, so it's a spectacular view overall. People generally be doing their photos over there. So take the camera with you and you can capture Islamabad from above. Next, we decided to go and see Faisal Mosque. On the way back from Damenakal, you could actually see it on the left-hand side. It would have been great if there was like a point that you could pull over and do a few photos because it's also a spectacular view. We tried to slow down and just look to the left, and you can see the mosque in there, but unfortunately the road is very twisty and there is nowhere that you can pull over. So that was a little bit of a shame because the mosque sits right at the bottom of the very, very green hills. That's a fabulous opportunity for taking photos if there was a possibility to stop somewhere, but unfortunately there isn't, so we kept going. So we didn't have any difficulty finding the mosque. We did use Google Maps, and the mosque was also visible from quite a far distance. However, we did find it difficult to find the car park for the bikes. It was very obvious where to park the cars, but there wasn't really actual signage as where to go with the bikes, because you weren't really allowed to park the bikes next to the cars like you would in Europe. So it took us a little while and a help of a local to eventually find the right car park. But like I said before, people are so friendly in Pakistan, and it usually doesn't take long before someone will approach you and try to offer you help if they see that you are struggling. So we finally were able to park our bikes in a safe location and go and visit the mosque. The construction of the mosque began in 1976, and it is inspired by the design of a typical Bedouin tent. Up to 1993, the mosque claimed the title of the largest mosque in the world, and in 1993, the title was overtaken by the mosque in Saudi Arabia. Faisal Mosque is now the fifth largest mosque in the world. We felt that the mosque is definitely beautiful and worth visiting. It's quite uniquely designed. However, there is some pools around the mosque that we wish they were filled with water. At the moment of our visit, they were standing empty. So that was taking away from the beauty of the mosque itself. But nevertheless, the place is definitely worth a visit. It became a norm during our visit in Pakistan that we would be approached by a group of Pakistanis that just wanted to say hi. These guys here were really interested in our camera, so they were having a go at it. It was also an opportunity for everybody to take a few photos and just to say hi. It was getting dark, so we decided to get going. We just had one more place to visit, and that was Pakistani monuments. So we were on our way to see it. So the monument proven to be very difficult to find as the Google Maps weren't showing us really the right location. We did have to stop and ask for directions. We got there after sunset, so it was dark. The place is lit up fairly well. There was still a lot of people visiting, and I must say it was probably our least favorite place from the places we visited in Islamabad. We thought the carved paintings were nice, but then again, nothing spectacular. So we were tired. We decided we would be heading back to the hotel. Perhaps it would be better if you visit the place during the day. You will be able to appreciate it a little bit more. We badly needed some rest. The following morning we were going to be up early. We were going to travel on our motorbikes to the north of Pakistan. So stay tuned, guys. We are going to show you our journey towards the Atabad Lake, and we will also visit the Husseini Bridge and the Rainbow Bridge. Unfortunately, we will also run into a bit of a trouble with the police, but more about it in the next episode.